Hi, it's Peggy Hubbard. I'm back. I thought I was going to be done for the evening, but I just saw something that really set me off, and here it is in a nutshell. And I'm going to be quick, and I'm going to be concise, and I'm going to be to the point. And this, to me, is a slap in the face to every man and woman that died defending our country and our flag. In an unprecedented move, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, presented George Floyd family with a folded American flag encased. And what I mean by encased is when my uncles passed away, and they served in World War II, they served in the Korean War, they served in the Vietnam War, and when they passed away, their coffins were draped with the American flag. Now, they served their country, America. And when they passed away, their flag was draped over their coffin, serving their country. As a veteran, I am also going to be afforded that right when I pass on. My casket is going to be draped with the American flag. When my husband passes on, he was not in the military, but he served 33 years in law enforcement. He too would be garnered that right to have his casket covered with the American flag because he served and protected the men and women in the community he served for over 30 years. Me as a veteran, serving my country, I was in the Navy, honorably discharged, been around the world 3 times, different ships under different commands. I anticipate having that honor of having that flag on my casket when I pass on. Nancy Pelosi presented George Floyd's family with the American flag, the same flag that these assholes burned, the same flag that they stood on and peed on, the same flag that they wiped their butts on. She turns around and gives this man, a convicted felon, never served in the military, never did a good thing for our country, was a convicted felon. God, I'm so mad I can't even speak right. Convicted felon, never served this community, was a drug dealer, held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach, and she turns around and gives his family the American flag. We had men in Benghazi that were left to die. We had an ambassador that they drug his dead body through the streets. We had a Secretary of State that ignored their cries for help and they perished. They turn around, the Democrats, and give this lowlife, I'm sorry, but that's what he was, the American flag encased in service to his country. What service did George Floyd provide? I am a veteran and I am mad. I am a veteran. There is no way they should have given that man the American flag. This is a dishonor to every man and woman who died defending that flag and defending our country. And they gave this man an encased flag as if he's a hero. He was not a hero. He put a gun to the stomach of a pregnant woman and threatened to kill her and her unborn child. And y'all want to go and honor this man with a damn folded flag as if he did something great for this country. He did nothing. He was a drug addict and a drug dealer. My brother was a drug addict and a drug dealer. Do you think I would allow someone to give me a flag for something that I knew he was not? This is a disrespect to every man and woman that wears the uniform. This is a disrespect to every man and woman that died defending that flag. They burn our flag. They step on our flag. They wipe their butts with our flag. They peed on our flag. They spit on our flag. And what did this drunk hag do? This drunk hag goes and gives a flag to this man who done nothing for our country but tear it apart under false narratives. I'm pissed. Y'all should be pissed too. I'm sorry. Right is right and wrong is wrong. George Floyd is not a hero. And then when I hear Joe Biden say that George Floyd was more impactful than Martin Luther King, for that reason right there, that man does not deserve to be a president. You're going to discount everything Martin Luther King did and tell everybody that George Floyd did more for the black community than Martin Luther King? Man, you are not going to be president. I'm black and I'm not going to vote for you. That's a great disrespect to a great man's memory. MLK, who died giving me the right to vote, who died making me an equal, who died in defense of civil rights. George Floyd is not for civil rights. George Floyd was a convicted felon 5 times over. He was not a hero. He is not a martyr. And as a veteran of the United States Navy, to give that man a flag as if he deserves it. He is not a hero. He is not a martyr. They say Black Lives Matter. This past weekend in Washington, D.C., there was a gunfight. Caught on tape, video, black guys shooting other black guys, had a shootout in a neighborhood street with kids on the street, and y'all want to sit up and tell me that Black Lives Matter, and I see black men with guns shooting out in the middle of the street in Washington, D.C., and y'all want to tell me Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter, it's got to matter to black people first. And y'all want to give this man a folded flag as if. We got veterans sleeping on our streets in Chicago, in St. Louis, in Baltimore, in Milwaukee, in L.A. We got veterans that are dying on the streets, forgotten about, ignored. And this was one of my platforms when I was running for Senate here in Illinois. And this was one of my fights, that I was going to fight for the veterans, that I was not going to let them be forgotten. The guy that beat me can care less about the veterans, can care less about what's going on at the VA, can care less. Can care less. The Democrats are evil. And I finally woke up and walked away. For them to give that man the folded American flag as if he is a hero. He is not a hero. He is not a martyr. Anybody that holds a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach, looking for drug money and looking for drugs, ransacked her house, committed a burglary, convicted felon in possession of a firearm. That's what George Floyd was. And Nancy Pelosi goes and gives his family the folded American flag that is preserved for veterans. I am so outraged right now. I am so angry right now. As a veteran, And I got veterans that are dying on the streets. I got veterans that are homeless right now. I got veterans that are going on the parking lot of the VA and blowing their brains out because they can't get the help that they need. And you go and give a convicted 5-time felon the American flag as if he's a hero? You have got to be kidding me. And every veteran out there should be outraged right now. Every veteran out there should be angry as hell right now. We have veterans that are dying on the streets and put in pauper graves, forgotten about. Veterans that can't get the help that they need. Veterans that are turned away. And their bright ideal of the day is to give a 5-time convicted felon the folded American flag and designate him as a hero. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. Not only am I a veteran, my daughter is a veteran. Served in the Navy for over 8 years. My son-in-law is a former Marine, served in the Marines for 12 years. Are you kidding me? My uncle was one of the first black men in a tank brigade that liberated France. My other uncle was in the Korean War. My other uncle was in the Vietnam War. I just buried a friend of mine, David Dorn, captain, St. Louis City Police, 37 years in law enforcement. He didn't get a televised funeral. He didn't get a golden casket. He didn't get a horse-drawn buggy. He didn't get any of that. But for the Democrats to give this man a folded flag designated for veterans and law enforcement is a slap in the face to every decent, law-abiding veteran that has ever worn that uniform, that has ever served. How dare you, Nancy Pelosi? Just obliterated the honor of the men and women that wear that uniform, that bled and died for our country, who died protecting that flag, and you go give that asshole a folded flag as if. Yes, I cursed. 'Cause I am pissed. I am angry. As a veteran, as a mother of a veteran, as a niece of several decorated veterans that are passed on, that flag draped over their coffins in honor of the lives and sacrifices that they led, that they gave for their country, and every man and woman that serves. This is the reason why I'm coming after Tammy Duckworth's seat. Because people like her, and she's a veteran, she approved this. She approves this. As a veteran, this is okay. This is the same woman, Tammy Duckworth, that actually wanted to allow sex changes in the military. And as a woman, naturally born woman who served in the military, I had 2 children in the Navy. I was given 30 days with my baby, and my butt was placed back up on that ship. If somebody comes into the Navy, to the military, to the Army, to the Air Force, to the Marines, and they decide to have a sex change, which the government would have to pay for, after they pay for their service, this is what Tammy Duckworth wanted. After you have your surgery, after you have that surgery, you're allowed 2 years off with government pay to simulate becoming a woman. Courtesy of the United States government. You get 2 years off. I had a baby, 2 of them, in the Navy. I got 30 days and my little butt was back up on that ship. When I got back, my child was chewing steak and driving a car. But this is what the Democrats do. They do things like this to provoke us. And I am highly provoked. I am highly pissed that they would give George Floyd the folded American flag encased as if he did something honorable for this country. That man did nothing for this country. I am a veteran and I am highly pissed. I am at the height of my pistivity. That is a word my grandmother made up when she's mad. And I am at the height of my pistivity for the Democrats to do what they are doing right now. Every veteran that hears this video, that plays this video, y'all need to be voting for Donald Trump. Y'all need to be voting Republican. Y'all need to be voting Republican across the board, except here in Illinois, because it really doesn't make a difference. Because we got a Democrat who's a Democrat and we got a Republican who's pretending to be a Democrat. Well, let me take this right. He is a Republican. He's a Democrat pretending to be a Republican. Let me get that right. Let me say it again for all the cheap seats. We have a person that is running in Illinois who is a Democrat who is pretending to be a Republican. So you can play that back again. We have a person who is running as a Republican, but actually is a Democrat. So there's no mistakes of what I said. Yeah, I said it. This is what the Democrats do. If you guys are not as angry as I am right now, as pissed as I am right now, you ought to be. This is provoking to me as a veteran. All the men and women that died and bled for this country, who laid down their lives, who lived exemplary lives, who were law-abiding, that loved their country, that loved their flag, and this old hag goes and gives this man the folded flag of a veteran as if he died in battle. I be damned. This is not right. She has crossed the line. She has got to go. We have got to get these Democrats out of office. Because this is not right. This is wrong. 5-time convicted felon holding a gun to somebody's stomach, threatening to kill her and her unborn child. And this old drunk hag gives his family the folded flag of a fallen soldier. Are you kidding me, Nancy Pelosi? You have got to be kidding me. Woo! I can't believe it. Woo! I cannot believe it. Jesus, take the wheel. I cannot believe this. As a veteran, my God, I cannot believe this. The pandering. They will stoop to no anything to get the black vote. That is what they're doing. They can care less about George Floyd. They just want the black vote. That is what they want. And when I see these fools out there, my black militants out there burning that flag, your great idea of the day is to give a folded flag in service to this clown. I'm sorry to speak ill about the dead, but this man does not deserve that flag. He did nothing for the black community but take, steal, destroy, and try to kill. And your bright ideal, your drunk hag, is to give this man the folded flag of a fallen soldier. You have got to be kidding me. And tell me Black Lives Matter when they had a shootout in Washington, D.C. in broad daylight this past weekend. Black men shooting at black men. And y'all want to tell me that we have a race problem. No, we don't have a race problem. We have a morals problem. That is what we have. We have a morals problem. We have black men that don't know how to deal with conflict without picking up a damn gun. That's the problem we have. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with oppression. It has nothing to do with it. This is something that the Democrats is doing. They are doing this because they don't want Donald Trump back in office. That's the reason why they're doing all of this. That is why they're letting these Democratic cities fall the way they're falling, because they're trying to blame a president that's only been in office for 4 years. But this crap has been going on as long as the Democrats have been in office. That's the real truth. That is the real truth. They've been failing the black community since 1969. That is the truth. And it has nothing to do with race. We don't have a race issue. We have a morals issue. That is the issue that we have. And that's what we should be talking about. It's not about race. And I'm sick and tired of people labeling white people as being racist, as if they had nothing to do with slavery right now. We don't have slavery in this country. And a lot of those white folks, their ancestors fought to free us. A lot of our blacks put us in chains. Our black people sold us from Africa. So if you got a beef, you better take it up with Africa, because they're the ones that sold us over here in the first place. You can't put it on white America. But I will say this to every veteran that is hearing my voice tonight. Whether you served in World War II, whether you served in the Korean War, whether you served in the Vietnam War, whether you served in the Gulf War, whether you served on the war on terror, Afghanistan, if you wore that uniform with pride, you should be outraged at the fact that this woman, Nancy, get me a cocktail Pelosi, gave a flag to a man that was not deserving, folded as if he served his country. That is a great disrespect to everyone that wore that uniform. I wore that uniform. I was discharged honorably. I served my country. My daughter served her country. My son-in-law served her country, his country. My husband serves his community. My brother is a cop, served his community for over 30 years. My father-in-law, my nieces and nephews, we all served our country. We all served our community. We are afforded that flag with honor. For that woman to turn around and give that flag to a drunk. This is Frazier, my cat. He wants to say hi. Say hi, Frazier. To give that flag to that man is a great disrespect to everyone that wore that uniform. I am pissed. I am angry. I am mad. And this is just one more reason for me to vote for Donald Trump. Come November, I am going to vote for that man. I'm going to put him back in office. I'm going to stand by our military. I'm going to stand by our law enforcement. I'm going to stand by our first responders. I'm going to stand for our veterans. I'm going to continue to fight. I may not be an elected official, but I am going to be a fixture when it comes to crap like this. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is so wrong. Nancy Pelosi, you got a lot of damn nerve. And every veteran in this country should be outraged. Because damn it, I am. I am mad. I am spitting mad right now. Everyone, I've taken up enough of your time. Share this video. I'm pissed, and rightfully so, for them to give this flag to this man's family is a great disrespect to every man and woman that wore that uniform, that died for this country, defending this country, defending this flag, and this man can care less. They cross the line. The Democrats cross the proverbial line. I am done. Thank God I walked away from the Democratic Party. Everyone, have a good night. On the behalf of Frazier, he said good night. I love you guys. But this is war. This, the memory of the men and women that served our country with honor, were disrespected by the Democratic Party. That's your reason. And I also signed up to be a volunteer for the Republican convention in Florida. I signed up. I want to help. I don't know where I'm going to stay, but I'm coming. I'm going to be there. I want to help put Donald Trump back in the White House. This crap has got to stop. Everyone, have a good night.